So it's like, welcome to the job, and
Yes.
you're being audited by Doge. I guess my first question for you, Administrator Abruzzo, is where are they in the process? Where do things stand with Doge?
So Doge completed a 2-day on-site audit, which was actually my first day that I became administrator, and they spent 2 full days reviewing our information and documents. They left now, and we're expecting a report within 60 days of their findings.
Then what happens after you get the report?
So from my previous auditing experience, I used to be the audit chairman for our JLAC, our Joint Legislative Audit Committee, so I have some experience in auditing. So what generally happens is they will furnish that report, and then we have time to comply with certain things within the report, but it's all hypothetical at this point. We don't know what the findings are. We have zero indication of what they are really finding, if there's any improper.
I follow what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let me dovetail off of that.
Yep.
What if they find something and they say, this is a waste, y'all are wasting taxpayer dollars here, and the Board of Commissioners disagrees, and now we have Doge at odds with the elected leaders here in the county? What's your role then in that?
Well, my role is to provide the information to the Board of County Commissioners, and I will take always direction from the board. I don't make those final decisions, the board does, so whatever the findings of Doge wind up being, and again, it's hypothetical. They may find, hopefully they do not find anything glaring, but if they do, that will be presented to the full board for the board to make the decision on the action.
Who will make the report about what Doge found? Does that go to you to then present to the Board of County Commissioners?
Correct.
Or is that someone else?
It will, when the report comes, both likely the mayor and myself, the administration, will be copied probably simultaneously on those findings. But again, it's a hard question to answer because it's all hypothetical. We do not know of any glaring issues. Being new on the job for a week, I can tell you that we have an incredibly hardworking staff. Over 7,000 positions working hard for the residents of Palm Beach County every single day. And look, if Doge finds areas where we can do better, I'm extremely open to looking at those and seeing what we can do. So the proof will be in the pudding when the report comes out, and then we'll get to work.
Do you have any intel at this point about, was there one area that they were homing in on, or were you sort of like blind during that process? I'm just kind of wondering behind the scenes, did you know what they were looking at when they were looking at it, and for how long?
Well, they sent an extensive list, so we have an idea of dozens of items that they were looking. And by the way, it's pretty typical in every jurisdiction that they've been in. So they're looking at what we pay our employees. They're looking at certain departments. So at the end of the day, and the governor and the CFO have been very straightforward with this, they are looking to show that money can be saved because they are going to champion a property tax reduction, likely on the ballot in some form, which is yet to be seen. I can tell you as a former legislator, I served both in the House and the Senate, that it's not, the governor has to get the presiding officers and the members of those bodies to also agree. So the process is just starting, and phase 1 of that process is for the governor and Doge to show that there could be savings, and they would like these savings to occur and then give them back to the people through property tax exemptions.
Do you think that Palm Beach County was high up on the list of places where Doge was going to stop, because we have traditionally been a Democrat-run county, and now we have a very conservative governor and this sort of new wave of fiscal conservative management? Is that why Palm Beach County was like stop number 1 or 2?
You know, actually, we were on the 3rd round, and we were not even close to being round 1 or 2.
Oh, pardon me.
So
yeah. we were the 3rd contestant, or like round 3
Well,
contestant?
not round 3, which there were many. I don't know the exact number on hand, but I want to say likely dozens that were audited before we are. We are in a very neutral county as far as Democrat Republicans are concerned. Our mayor is Republican. The commission's 4-3. It was 4-3 Republican. Now it's 4-3 Democrat. So, and I could tell you the way that our board operates, they really look at the good of the people. I don't see much political gamesmanship occurring on our board. I think that Doge, it's natural for them to look at the largest counties. And Palm Beach County, geographically, we're the largest east of the Mississippi. I think it's extremely typical for Doge to look at every single large county, which I believe they have done or are doing. So we are the largest county east of the Mississippi. They're going to want to look at our budget. They're going to want to look at how we operate. It's why they are doing what they're doing, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's see if there's ways that we can save taxpayer money in the administration side. But again, it's me reporting to the Board of County Commissioners, and they will be making these decisions.
As I sat through these presentations this morning, and I heard impact statements from people who have had their lives changed by these nonprofit organizations in the county. You know, it occurs to me, a lot of my viewers at home aren't going to have seen that and heard that. Sure. And today is really about what the county is going to do fiscally to help these nonprofit organizations and deciding, is this a good way to spend tax dollars? So for the person that didn't get to sit through this meeting and has no idea what this morning was about,
Sure.
How do you tell that person, like, what was at the heart of this meeting today in these presentations?
The county does help fund some nonprofits that do incredible work at all levels of our home here in Palm Beach County. And the meeting today is for those nonprofits to make their case to the commissioner to keep that support going. And it'll be up to the board whether fully they continue to support that, but things are looking good so far.
That's good. Everybody here, their heart is in the right place.
Yes.
There's no one here that's doing this work for greed or something, shady. But having said that, everybody's own project and their own area of passion is the most important to them. So when it's a question of, okay, I want the money to go here and not there, you're always going to have people, constituents, sort of people in the audience who feel like that's a misallocation. They should have spent more here, not there. So how do you, in this role, you're the new guy on the job, how do you want to approach that?
Well, the way I have no decision-making authority. My job is to make sure we're organized and providing information to the Board of County Commissioners.
You make recommendations to them, though.
Yeah,
They'll say, do we have a recommendation from
Sure.
staff?
So we vet to make sure that we believe from our criteria that they're operating appropriately, but we're not giving recommendations based on favoritism. We're giving recommendations based on they are a legit organization. They have a history, a track record of performance here in Palm Beach County, and we want you to know that. We're not picking winners and losers. That's not our position, or trying to nudge the county commission to follow a certain path. We are simply here to let the commissioners know, especially in this realm, that these are credible organizations that have that history, and we support it from a staff perspective of continuing our partnership with them.
Why did you want this job?
To help manage the directive of our incredible board and run the operations of what I consider the premier county in the United States. And I know our residents feel the same way. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And as you see today, we're just doing incredible work, and we're going to keep it going.
Your predecessor was in this role for a very long time. We've not had a new county administrator for a while.
I think there's been 2 in 38 years.
What is the biggest task, as you see it, the biggest obstacle coming into this role?
So it's really two-front. First of all, because inflation, costs are rising. So when the Board of County Commissioners approve a project, we have to get shovel in the dirt sooner rather than later, because the cost of that project, whether it be a road, a park, anything for that matter, is only going to go up. And so what they approve today is going to cost more tomorrow unless we get started. So we need to handle the rising costs. And then this administration and this board is on the changing of society with AI and artificial intelligence. So as that gets integrated into the fabric of our everyday life, we need to manage that appropriately. So those are the two glaring challenges, but yet opportunities, especially on the AI front, that we have here at the county.